Hi guys, it's Maria from Cloud. Today we're going to do some more split stretches. So these are going to be the more intense ones that will really help you get flat splits. So because these are a bit more intense than the ones we were doing in the last video, you want to make sure you really warm before you do these. I've just done an hour of pole, so now I'm going to do my stretches. So I'll show you 3 exercises that you can do to get really flat splits. So the first one, coming into a lunge with my back knee on the floor and my front leg, this ankle is underneath this knee, so it's not back here. It's roughly at a right angle, and then I'm pushing my hips down towards the floor. Make sure your hips stay straight, you're not turning them out this way. Make sure you're relatively in a line. And then push your hips down to the floor. Try and keep your chest upright in this position. If you lean forward, there's not as much of a stretch here. So be really tall in this, and really straight, and then push your hips down. Try and hold this for at least 30 seconds. I'd try and do a minute if I could, because a minute will really increase the flexibility in you rather than just maintaining it. So this is exercise number 1. If you want this to be a bit more intense, if you bring this leg forward, you can push down even further. This one is pretty hard though, this hurts quite a lot. Okay, so that was exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, I'm going to straighten this leg and then I'm going to bring my chest down for my hamstring stretch. So on this one, make sure you're not just reaching forward like we were doing in the last video. You want to fold in half. So I'm pressing my chest down to my leg. And again, don't let yourself turn out at this point. Stay in that straight line. And then hold that one for 30 seconds or to a minute. Then your third stretch is your actual split stretch. So I'm going to slide this leg forwards, and then from here I want you to lift this back knee off the floor and then sit down again. So what I'm doing is when I stretch forward, I'm stretching this one, but then this hip flexor isn't getting as much, so I want to lift up and then centralise again. So now the split is even between this leg and this leg. And again, make sure your hips are forward. It's a bit of a cheeky cheat to be sideways here. You'll see dancers do this when they've got heels on. They'll slide backwards like that, but you want to try and be central. So make sure your hips are both facing in one direction as you do this exercise. And don't worry if it's here to start with. It always starts off really hard and then it'll just get easier and easier. And then try and hold this one for a minute. So one last time. The first exercise was your hip flexor. The second one was your hamstring. And then the third one is the full split. Okay, and if you do those, I'd say at least twice a week if you can, then you'll notice such a huge improvement in about a month. Enjoy!